Welcome back to Rodecast, guys. Hope you're doing well out there. I'm your host, Rod, as always. And in this video, we're going to be looking at another local story, this time coming from Vista, California, where once again, we have the local media and people involved in the school trying to demonize ICE for making an arrest near an elementary school. Apparently, the police cannot make arrests in front of schools anymore, or inside schools if there are criminals around, because we might traumatize a child, which is the line that they're going to now to try to basically stop ICE from doing immigration enforcement, claiming that if a child is in the vicinity of anything, the police cannot take action because we may traumatize them. This is the ridiculous new standard that they're trying to send to try to prevent the illegals who have invaded our country from being dragged out of here. Okay, fortunately for all of us real Americans, ICE is not listening and they're doing whatever they need to do their job and enforce the law and protect America. So once again, we're going to be going through this video, starting from the title itself, and I'm going to break down how biased this news station is and how biased these people are that are going to be commenting about this event that took place today, which is a regular law enforcement event. Some taco invaded our country and his ass is getting dragged out of here as it should be. And some people are not happy about it. Us real Americans are very happy about it. Linda Vista, another city that's been taco invaded for a long time now, a giant Hispanic population there, and they're taking over. Everything is in Spanish. Everything should be in English, but these people who invade our country have no respect for us and our language. They have no respect for George Washington. They don't know anything about America. They don't care. All they want to do is use America as a cash machine for themselves and send the money back to their countries.
In the meantime, we are learning some new information about an arrest made by ICE agents outside of San Diego Elementary School.
This time in Linda Vista, where federal immigration officers detained a father who was picking up his child. It was an arrest that was caught on cell phone video.
Okay, so let's start with the bias of the news reporter here. Now, look at this. Look at the title of this video. Father picking up child from school detained by ICE. They could have said illegal alien who broke into our country being detained by ICE. That's another more objective way to cover this story and to title this video, but instead they said father picking up child, trying to make this guy as sympathetic as possible. Okay, who can be against a father picking up a child? That's such a relatable thing. This is how the illegal friendly, foreigner loving local media outlets try to sympathize and manipulate us to try to feel sorry for the people who invaded our country. Okay, it's a father picking up a child. How can you be against that? Okay, these are the kind of things I want you guys to pay attention to when you look at these videos, because people watch local news and they're unsuspecting, right? Most people are not, diving into immigration issues and are not deep in this debate. So you may be fooled into thinking that this is a sympathetic situation. And most people are not watching the news. They got their, regular lives to run, which I understand because, we all have that. But you have to pay attention to the way people frame things as well as what they actually cover inside the story. In this case, starting with the title itself, they're already biased. Okay, so instead of framing it in a neutral way or an objective way, they framed it in a pro-illegal way where they're trying to sympathize and, butter us up in favor of this illegal before even the story starts by framing it this way. Imagine, a shooter, a school shooter or something, or some kind of psycho killer that the police are hunting. Do they describe them as a father doing anything, or a mother or a brother? No, they say violent criminal is at large after committing these crimes, and here are his victims. That's how the local media covers American criminals, and I don't really see a problem with that. Fine. All I ask is similar treatment for the illegals who broke into the country. But no, they have to frame them in a sympathetic manner instead of the way that criminals should be framed, which is objectively according to the crimes they committed. That's why you call them an illegal alien who broke into our country, was arrested by ICE today near elementary school. That is an objective description of what happened. But that's not what Fox 5 here decided to do in San Diego.
Our Tony Shen joins us live outside of Linda Vista Elementary and has the message from school administrators and reaction from parents. Tony.
Yeah, Andrew and Christina, first of all, I want to show you something. That arrest happened right behind me, about 50 yards down this sidewalk. By the way, right in front of that church right here. Now, I want to show you something else. Look how close it is to this school. This is Linda Vista Elementary School. This is exactly why so many people are outraged.
I still don't understand how this is outrageous. A criminal was apprehended near a school. What happens if a robber broke into a school, or somebody broke into school and shot somebody and was running inside the school? The police can't go and arrest them because there might be children who might see it. What kind of standard is this? Do you see what's happening here? They're setting the standard in such a ridiculous way so that ICE can't arrest anybody near any public institution where there might be children or there might be a church. They're using the venerated status of these places, but they use the status of certain groups and places that have a special place in society. They try to use it to protect the illegals. That's why they want sanctuary inside churches, because most people have respect for churches. Okay, I personally don't care what the building is. Okay, to me, it's just a building. It's just another place. And if a criminal is there, the police go arrest him. That's how I see it. I don't care what venerated status this place has. If there's a criminal there, I don't care. It could be my house. If somebody breaks into my house, you better believe I'm calling the police. And I want the police to come inside my house and to arrest the criminal. That seems like a normal response to me. Okay, so they're trying to use the fact that there's a school nearby to say that ICE did something wrong arresting a criminal. And look at this sign. Again, Spanish, English and Spanish. Because why? Because the people who broke into the country can't even speak English. So we have to put up goddamn signs in a foreign language here because they have no respect for America and will not speak English.
This is the moment just after 3 o'clock Thursday afternoon when Michelle's mother, who was on her way to pick up Michelle's child at Linda Vista Elementary, saw ICE agents in unmarked vehicles outside their Linda Vista home. So Michelle started recording video showing agents with faces covered questioning a man who was inside a red car. All of it happening less than 100 yards away from Linda Vista Elementary.
Two of those agents, the female blonde one and the white guy, they did not have their faces covered. So again, they can't even do accurate reporting. That's just something you can see on tape. Okay, here, look at this. No face mask on the two people on the right. The blonde agent and the other white guy here, neither of them are wearing masks. So 2 out of the 3 agents not wearing masks. That's just a factual thing I want to point out because they can't even get the facts right. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with wearing masks because they're doing it to protect their identity, because we have lunatics from the left who are doxing them and trying to harass their families to try to prevent them from joining ICE or try to get them to leave ICE after they've joined. That's why they're wearing masks. Wearing masks is not fun. You feel like you're suffocating inside that thing. Okay, we all had to do it during COVID and it was not fun. Back then there was a virus. Now today they're afraid of their identities getting doxxed by lunatics who support foreigners more than American law enforcement. That's why they're wearing masks, to protect themselves. So give me a break.
Video showing agents with faces covered questioning a man who was inside a red car. All of it happening less than 100 yards away from Linda Vista Elementary.
And they were like hitting the car and telling the guy like, get out the car. And he was like, why?
Michelle asked us not to show her face for security.
Yeah, the guy knew why. Okay, they always ask why, as if he doesn't know that Itaco invaded the country. Please.
Security reasons. She says she watched in horror as the man, who appeared to be frightened, was handcuffed and then taken away. Michelle later found out that he was waiting to pick up his child at the school.
I am told that the father who was detained was concerned about his child's welfare and who was going to get them from school.
San Diego Unified School Superintendent Fabiola Bagul.
Yeah, I don't really give a damn about his concerns. He should have thought about that before breaking into my country. Okay, what right does he have to come into George Washington's land? Did his ancestors build the 13 colonies or do Western expansion? Because if you did, then you have a lot of rights. If you're descended from that blood, you got a lot of rights here. If you don't, you have no rights here. I don't know why you think you can just break into our country and stay here forever. Okay? And look at this. The leader of the school here, more concerned about some illegal being arrested than many of the other issues like crime that's happening in San Diego all the time. Okay, but they have a press conference for some illegal who got dragged away, as he should have been.
Bagula held a press conference condemning the ICE agents for making the arrest just minutes before school was letting out, and so close to Linda Vista Elementary, which has students as young as 3 years old.
It left children, families, and staff with questions and fears that no one, especially our youngest learners, should have to carry.
It's very simple. You guys have a lot of questions? Here, let me answer them for you. There was an illegal alien who broke into our country, living in your neighborhood, and so he was arrested and taken away by federal law enforcement who's supposed to enforce immigration laws. Okay, I'm sure even little kids can understand that people who break into places that they don't belong in are taken away by the police. That's how you want to explain to the kids. That's how that you explain to them. It's that simple. You can explain to them really simply. So this is all just using the kids as an excuse. Okay, that's all they're doing. Oh, the kids were around, so you can't conduct police activity. So if there was a shooter inside the school because there are small kids around, we can't arrest them. This is what you're saying because we might traumatize them. This is the argument they're making. Oh, if there's a kid around, ICE can't do their job. They have to let the illegals roam free. Absolute insanity.
Lieutenant Bagula says she wants parents, teachers, and students to know that ICE agents are not allowed to come on any campus without a warrant.
And there may be a lot of debates about immigration reform, but there should be no debate that this kind of tactic is inhumane.
No, I don't think it's inhumane at all. These animals breaking into our country, that's inhumane and terroristic. That's the real crime, dummy.
The latest arrest near a school comes roughly a week after a similar one in Chula Vista, where a parent was arrested outside Camarena Elementary School because federal officials say she had been ordered by a judge to be deported back in 2022. Still, school administrators say these types of arrests don't have to happen near schools.
It doesn't matter, honestly, where you are on the political spectrum. No one thinks that's a good thing. You should not have masked paramilitary forces terrorizing families as they sit and wait for their kids to come out of school. It's absurd.
You can call it terrorizing all you want, man. Okay, your side of the aisle let these people in, and now we're getting them out. You wanted them to invade. Now we're trying to reverse the invasion that your people caused. Okay, there's no debate here. There's no debate. Nobody gets to break into my house, a country that my ancestors have been building since 1638. You don't get to break in here. I have a right to be here. These people that we're dragging out, they have no right to be here.
Make you angry at all that people are being treated this way?
Angry and sad because they have families like us.
Yeah, they can keep their families back in their own country if they don't want to be treated this way. If you break into my house, you better believe I'm going to drag your ass out. So I don't care how angry you feel. Look at the question they asked here. If this doesn't show the bias of the news reporter, so-called reporter here, do you feel angry about this, the way people are being treated? What about the initial crime of breaking in? How come you never ever ask any questions about that? Okay, that would be my question. Listen to this.
Does it make you angry at all that people are being treated this way?
Angry.
Wow. The most biased question I've ever heard.
And sad because they have families like us.
Okay, I'm done listening to Chen Wan here. So the bottom line is, this is how they frame stories and try to bias the viewers into siding with the illegals and making them feel sorry for illegals after they commit the original crime of breaking into our country where they do not belong. They try to demonize the ICE agents who are just trying to remove these savages who have broken into our country. But they try to use kids, use churches, use all the things that Americans respect in general. As a public, try to use these places as a way to attack ICE agents, saying that they cannot do their jobs if there's any of these buildings around. We cannot arrest criminals who invaded our country if there's a church or a school around. This is the new standard they've set for ICE. Absolutely insane. But this is what they've said, and local news is backing it up. Backing up the illegals, framing the stories in favor of the illegals and against ICE. And I find this ridiculous. So I make these videos because I'm so frustrated. I want people to see the tricks that they try to play, the subtle emotional manipulations they try to push to try to get good, nice white people and black people who are very kind. And our kindness has backfired all over our faces, by the way. But they try to use our kindness to destroy us and our country and to let it be invaded by foreigners. And I'm not okay with that. That's why I make these videos. And that's all I got to say for this video. Hope you guys got something out of this video. If so, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want more content like this. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay safe out there.